Brings us to profiles in incompetence. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Now, if you're an LA resident and you're looking for reassurance, and you're looking for reassurance from your mayor, and it was last night, well, this is what you heard.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL. Los Angeles, together is how we will get through this.
Okay, I watched that live. That woman is actually the mayor of the city that's burning down. You cannot make this up. And today, as 6 fires are raging across the region, Karen Bass tried her best to sound more convincing.
We need to help others, help our neighbors. And first and foremost, we need to stay united. We need to stay strong. A united LA is the way we will recover, is the way we rebuild our communities.
Now, I'll translate for you. Stay united for her means don't ask me any questions. Well, again, but it's nice sentiments, right? Stay united. But was she united? United with her constituents when she skipped town for Ghana despite clear and early warnings of severe wind conditions that experts warned could trigger fast-moving fires. Now, in times of crisis, we need elected officials in place whom we respect and trust, even if we didn't vote for them. But that requires those officials to demonstrate managerial talent and thoughtful preparation. Mayor Bass showed neither, which was obvious in the Q&A.
My crew and I arrived shortly after it started, and for several hours we watched as hundreds of homes in a neighborhood burned to the ground. We did not see a single fire engine. We watched as Good Samaritans guided traffic. What explains this lack of preparation and rapid response?
Let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes. Rest assured that when let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc.
Etc. Like, we don't need a postmortem. We already know what her party's policies and priorities have been. And Americans can see for themselves what having no water contributed to over the past 72 hours. So people are just totally shell-shocked. I have so many friends that live in the area. One of my dearest said that out of 11 of the 23 families in his granddaughter's class, 11 of them lost their homes. 11. Now, you think of the emotional trauma to children and, of course, to adults. And the property damage? Look at this view down the PCH in Malibu. Now, the homes there are worth in the millions, as we know. All the iconic businesses, gone. The cost to restore these areas could top now $50 billion. I bet it's more, making this the costliest fire in U.S. history. And I know the Trump administration will make rebuilding these communities a top priority, because that's what America First is all about, after all. Now, of course, the liberals in charge out there have other ideas of what to put first. And it wasn't the safety of taxpayers who pay their salaries.
Can you address the criticism now over the budget issue and the slashing, $17 million slashing?
I think if you go back and look at the reductions that were made, there were no reductions that were made that would have impacted the situation. And then there was a little bit, it's most important to understand that we were in tough budgetary times. Everybody knew that. But that the impact of our budget really did not impact what we've been going through.
Oh my God, this woman really thinks we're as stupid as she is. We're supposed to believe that she, Karen Bass, is worried about spending, about budgetary constraints? Oh, and it's true that the city has a $300 million budget deficit. So I'll ask this, why right after her election did she move to fast-track her city sanctuary city status that would shovel millions of dollars out the door to illegal aliens? Why'd she do that? No money for extra firefighters, But she pushed to spend $1.2 million for chargers on streetlights to establish better climate equity. How about the $2.1 million for equity and inclusion programs for the fire department? Now, this is the kind of woke nonsense that you can expect in any city, frankly, that's run by the far left. Got a Democrat mayor, got a city council without any Republican representation. And lest you think her deputy could help in this firestorm? Well, think again. Meet Brian Williams, her trusted number 2, who was placed on leave while he's being investigated by the FBI for making bomb threats. Wish we had his photo up there. Look, along with droughts, mudslides, fires, California suffers under the self-inflicted plague of horrendous leadership. Their idea of protecting the public doesn't prioritize preparation for natural disasters. You know what it prioritizes? Resisting Trump.
California Governor Gov Newsom announced he is calling for a special session of the California legislature to, quote, safeguard California values in the face of an incoming Trump administration. Specifically, he says he wants to bolster California resources to, quote, protect civil rights, reproductive freedom, climate action, and immigrant families.
Of course, that's a priority. Newsom asked lawmakers for $25 million to fund his lawsuits and other legal actions to resist, to stop Donald Trump. That's their priority. And if Governor Newsom thinks he'll parlay his wildfire management skills into national office, well, I think this clip may come back to haunt him.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, it ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter in this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
Okay, maybe he should go into acting because he kind of looked the part, right? You see him with that jacket and the hat, and yeah. But let me be clear. Everybody knows how much I love California. It's where most of my family lives. No one deserves the type of incompetent, DEI-obsessed leadership that has produced such disastrous results. Not just this wildfire management, but everything else that happens in California. So we must do better. And I believe President Trump and his team will be part of that solution. The Angle expects to see a whole-of-government approach here, including support from Republicans on Capitol Hill. I'll talk to John Thune in a few moments. Got to rebuild LA. Got to take every possible federal measure to prevent this sort of bungling from happening again. These people are fellow Americans. We're not going to desert them. And I look forward to 2028, when President Trump will welcome the world again to the LA Olympics. I was there in 1984, and 2028 has got to be amazing. And then we can all take pride in the rebirth of this great American city. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.